everybody, and welcome back. Today is the return of the Gemma and Joe show, and yeah, we're really happy that you're here and that we're coming back with a bang. I know we've kind of had to take a break because of Joe was unable to live stream because of having his live streaming abilities taken away. Hello, G-Style, Tough Style, how are you? It's good to see you. And yeah, so I thought I'd go live right now, and we're back with a bang, and it's going to be a good show. We've got some really good topics to talk to you about today. It's going to be a really interesting stream. So yeah, it's going to be the Gemma and Joe show. This is going to be every Sunday, and it's going to be numerous topics that we're going to talk about. Hello, Matthew. How are you? Good to see you. I appreciate you being here. I'm hoping that the Gemma show has got the link. Hello, Mitzi. How are you? Let me just check that he's got the link. I'll do it. I'll paste it again for him so he can hop in the link there. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about. Hello, Doggy. Good morning to you. How are you? Good to see you. So today we're going to be talking about autism topics, and we've got some really, really good topics for you guys to chomp over. Hello, Laura Russell. Good morning to you. How are you? It's good to see you. So we're going to be talking about all things autism and disability every Sunday, and it's going to be an hourly show. So you're going to get comfy, kick back, get a coffee, get a drink, any beverage of your choosing, and join us along the way. And this is going to be a fun show of you guys being able to connect with me, connect with Joe, and we're going to have a backwards and forwards discussion of many, many topics. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really good topic. So the first one that I want to pick up on is Mum thanks Disney World Orlando, Florida Snow White for embracing son who had autism and was having a meltdown. And I'm actually going to link the article in the chat so you guys can read it. Hold on a second, because I've literally had to do this in the last couple of hours. I've had to do all this, so I will link the story in the chat so you guys can read this. Hello, WrestleMania. How are you? Good to see you, Uncle. This is the first story that I'm talking about right now, and it's basically about a family who have severely disabled children, and one of them has severe autism. And this is a story about them being on holiday. I'm good, Uncle Jamie. How are you? It's good to see you. I hope Elias is also well. I hope he's doing good. So I want to talk about how Mum thanks Disney World Snow White for embracing someone with autism. And the guy is called Brody. He is 6 years old, and they went on a holiday to Disneyland Orlando, Florida. And he was waiting to meet Snow White, and unfortunately he got so sensory overwhelmed that he ended up having a meltdown when he got to her in the queue, and she saw that he was struggling. Hello, BWYA. Hey, Isabella. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, we're going to be talking about this story, and we're going to be talking about all things about autism and disability. I don't know where Joe's at, but I have just sent him the link in the Hangouts. I don't know where he is. Where are you? Yeah. So I'm going to be talking about all things autism today, and this story is a really important one to me because Disneyland actually made the adaptation so that instead of him being stressed out in the queue and in front of everybody who was seeing him having a meltdown, the Snow White lady actually took him for a walk and actually given him a signed photo of her, and she took him out of that crowded situation and made him so that he was less overwhelmed, less stressed. And I think that this is showing that people are getting much, much better when it comes to disability awareness. She actually removed him so that he wasn't so stressed out with everything. And I think that also shows that you guys don't have to worry about so much disability fear. When you go to someone like that, they are more aware than anything about how to help that person. And yeah, it really shows to me that autism is being better understood. It's getting better processed by people. Hello, Flat Earth Forums. How are you? Hello, Jim. I hope it is well. Hope it's going for being in your chat, please. I've had really bad anxiety recently. Of course, it's okay, Isabella. No worries. Hey, Flat Earth Forums. How are you? Oh wow, BWYA. If you could send me an article about that, that'd be awesome. Maybe I can mention it if you can link me an article in the chat, BWYA, because you're a moderator. So if you can link me an article, I could probably mention it in the show. So yeah, and the second one that I'm going to mention to you is about Greta Thunberg from Sweden. I'm just going to get that up in the chat as well, so you guys can see what is going on. And I'm just going to paste that in the chat as well, so you can see the articles that I'm wanting to mention today. So they're the two articles that I'm going to be mentioning during the show today. And yeah, that's another story that isn't such a good ending, because the autistic community have had to defend her. Greta Thunberg is from Sweden. She is a 16-year-old climate change advocate, and she recently sailed for 15 days from Sweden to New York to attend a autism conference. Hey Andy, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. And she recently attended a climate change and autism conference in New York, and they made fun of her. Hey Shani, how you doing, sweetheart? So good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. That means the world to me. Yeah, so I want to talk about Greta Thunberg. I've linked the websites that I've been talking about. So Greta Thunberg is 16 years old. She is a climate change advocate from Sweden, and she's been getting picked on by neurotypical adults online, and basically they've been trying to say that her obsession with climate change and her autistic behaviours are causing outrage, and that she shouldn't be allowed to campaign for climate change. She shouldn't be allowed to be on the internet, and it's absolutely absurd. I'm doing great, thanks, Andy. I've only been up like 3 hours, so I've literally just been rushing to get all this up and ready so that I could link the articles for you as well. And the problem is, a lot of people don't understand that people don't, like me, who are autistic, want to talk about this kind of stuff. And the problem is, when people are getting judged like me, and it makes my blood boil, because we shouldn't be judged for being autistic. We shouldn't be made fun of or disrespected just because we're a bit different. And these articles are, one is a positive article, one is a negative one, and it just really annoys me that people still do this. And it just makes me so annoyed, because it's a case of that still we're having to process disability, we're still having to process labels, and the fact that it shouldn't be happening. And someone like me, who can be highly verbal, come online, I can talk to you about it, I can show my emotion, I can defend myself because I'm someone on the autistic spectrum, but at the same time, like, you know, this is what it is, and I'm hoping that my co-host should be joining me. Let me send him the link again. Let me copy that. Right, copy link address. Right, delete that. No, why is it not letting me? No. Where are you? Yeah. So basically, I want to talk about this and let people know that this isn't right. And I've also got another article that I'm going to talk to you about today as well. I don't believe in the publicised climate change, but no one should be silent on having everyone anything in my book. Exactly, Annie. This is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today, because this needs to be talked about, and there's multiple articles I can link to you right now that I've got stored up on my laptop to make this show. And unfortunately, my co-host seems to not be here, which he should be here with me. But if anyone wants to come up on the panel with me and talk this out, I'm open to having a guest. If you want to come up and talk about these topics with me. And yeah, I'm going to put the link in the chat if you want to come up and be a panelist with me. I'm going to put it up in the stream right now. So if anyone wants to come up and talk about it with me, there is the link if you want to come up. Hello, Nikki D. How you doing? It's good to see you. I've just put the link in the chat if you want to come up and talk to me about it. And this show is for you guys as well as me. This is a therapy show. This is going to be a show about, yeah, sure, Crohn's chick. Hop on up, honey. I just put the link in the chat. No worries. And I just want someone to kind of just bounce this with, you know. It's kind of yeah, kind of a passion of mine, you can say. And yeah, I'm just going to move slightly more forward towards my laptop because I'm sitting right back, and it's kind of, yeah, not brilliant. I'm good, thank you, Nikki D. It's good to see you. I appreciate you being here. If you want to hop on, Crohn's Chick, the link is in the chat, sweetheart. If you want to hop on, I hope you're feeling up to it. If not, don't worry. I appreciate you being in the chat either way, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, these topics are just important to me. They're things that I need to talk about. And it's going to be every Sunday. You'll see me come online, and I will have up-to-date topics about autism and disabilities. I go through Google and research them. And here she is, the woman of the moment is here.
Hi.
Shani! How you doing,
Hello.
sweetie? I've missed you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My health took a nosedive, so of course I had to go and address all of that. And then, I didn't realize you were going live now. That kind of surprised me. So I'm having some dinner, very late dinner. And when you said, I don't know where my co-host is, I'm like, oh, excellent opportunity for me.
Yeah, definitely. I want to try and get different people up because this is a show that me and my friend the James show started last year, and it kind of had to get paused because someone complained about one of his videos and got his live stream taken away until the end of October. So I have to kind of do it on my channel for the meantime, and he was meant to be here, but obviously something's happened to him, so I'm kind of just doing it self-independent.
Oh, well, them's the break. I know the feeling. It happens to me all the time.
Hey,
And they
Stacey.
tell me, like, after the live stream. Like,
Yeah.
no, I can't come on. I'm like, you can give me 5 minutes. That's it. That's all I need to change the topic. Not like 10 minutes.
It's good that I want to let you kind of have the floor because I know a few people might not know who you are in here, and I think there's a few new faces that might not know who you are. So it's an opportunity for you to have a self-promotion moment, Shani.
Oh, okay. I wasn't planning that.
Well, you know what I'm like with you. I kind of just drop you in and go, hey, yeah, you can self-promote yourself because you do a better job than I do.
Oh, thank you. It's a lot of practice, though. I had a lot of good friends of mine on YouTube hammer me about it. Like, tell us your YouTube channel in like one sentence. I'm like, what do I do?
No, I want you to have the floor. You've got free reign on my channel always. You don't have anything on my channel whatsoever.
I'm just sharing out your post as well. So for those who don't know me, I'm Shani. I have a YouTube channel called That Crohn's Chick, a sister channel, I'd say, to the wonderful Gemma's Journey Grace. We're both chronic health warriors in our own right. I host a live talk show as well, covering all general areas of chronic health, from prevention, preventing people from getting chronically ill in the first place, to having live interviews with authors, bloggers, YouTubers, a lot of different people actually about their chronic illnesses, what it's like living day to day. And then we have massive group panels discussing major health topics in the global community. So if you or someone you know suffers with chronic health, or you just want to learn more about it, become part of the conversation, then hop on over to my channel, say hi, and let me know that you came over from here. I'll give you a shout out if you do. Definitely always happy to promote the wonderful Gemma. So if you're interested in learning more about chronic illnesses, just come say hi.
Shani's channel is amazing, guys. I can't say nothing more amazing than she just the topics she talks about are absolute awe-inspiring. Like, if you really want to get your teeth into chronic health and understand her background with living with Crohn's and how she deals with it and overcomes a lot of it, she really does inspire you and makes you feel good about yourself. And she kind of gives you tips and strategies to be a better person. And also she talks about nutrition and how to look after your body better. Oh my God, I took some tips myself recently. And I'm feeling so much more healthier and brighter, and I've got up and I'm like, I'm ready to kick the day, whereas sometimes I'm so tired, I don't want to do anything, and I've been getting up, I'm like, come on, Gemma, let's do this, hit the day, get up, get started. And so I've kind of just been pushing myself, and Shani has a really great channel, guys. You need to get over there, you really do. Trust me.
Oh, thank you. There's so many changes happening on my channel right now. I've been away for a week. Obviously, Gemma knows why, and I'll just mention it quickly. I was in hospital for 5 days. I got my Crohn's flared really badly, and so I needed to go in and get checked. get scoped. Oh, don't even get me started on that. I'll spare you the details. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah, and fortunately I don't need surgery, which is like, yay. And we're trying some new medications. Yeah, try some new meds, see how they go. I am starting to feel actually pretty good. I'm feeling really motivated, and I've been slamming ideas for the last 2 days, just really powering through some work. So I think the break was much needed. Actually, it forced me to walk away from the channel for a bit, and now I've come back and I've gone, right, I know exactly what I want to do, and I'm changing some things up. So there's some new things coming.
Good. I'm so impressed with that. I think sometimes we get a bit overburnt out. I think it's kind of where I've gone wrong a little bit, and I'm trying to get my message out there and help people understand autism and disability. And I'm trying to open my channel up for interviews as well. I recently had an interview with my friend Sean for Help Channel. He's a veteran with PTSD. It's the most interesting 2 hours I did with him, and it made me actually cry. I actually cried in the interview with him because he was so open about it, and saying that I was just like, whoa. So that was really great. I'll get you on ASAP, kind of try and get you on, because I know you're very popular and a lot of people could do with hearing you and seeing what you're doing. Hey Jules, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey Bradley, good to see you.
Yeah, and if you ever need a backup, like today, for example, if you get stuck on a live stream, just send me a message. If I'm up, I'm a live stream fiend. I'm getting all opportunities.
No, you'll definitely be a regular co-host. Yeah, I'll definitely make you a regular co-host on here. If I want to try and switch it up a bit, so not necessarily with me and Joe all the time, but it'll be nice to get you and maybe Ben on at one point as well.
I know you'd love to. I know. I just messaged him. Then we've been messaging. I said I'm on Gemma's stream.
Okay, doggy, no worries. It's so good for you to be on here. It's just nice to catch up with you and kind of get you sort of aware of this is sort of a show that I've been doing on and off for the last year, and then kind of I decided to sort of bring it back yesterday, and I was in talks with a few people. I'm like, I missed doing the Sunday show because it was very popular. There's a few people questioning me about it, and they're like, where have you gone? I'm like, so I've kind of been researching all last night and this morning because I didn't really sleep that well, so I spent like a good 8-9 hours on websites researching last night. And then I've kind of had 3 hours sleep this morning and got up, got showered. I'm like, oh my God, I've got like an hour to my show. I'm like, So I'm just like panicking. Hey, Ben, there he is, the man of the hour. Ben, if you want to hop on up, the link's in the chat. Shani could send it to you if you want to come on. I don't mind having you on talk about nutrition. I think that'd be actually quite a fitting subject to add on to this discussion. I think you would do well if you want to come up, but it's not too early for you. So I know you're in Cali. So I think he's 8 hours behind. So yeah, I just thought I'd come on and sort of talk about the show a little bit and let people know it's going to be a regular thing. It'll be usually it's between 9 a.m. Eastern and 9 a.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Eastern, and then for me it's between 2 to 3 in the afternoon. But I went a bit early because I want people to kind of see people. Yeah, Andy, link the Gil challenge video from last night. That was hilarious. I felt awful for him, but yeah, if people want to see a funny video of Gil absolutely losing his hottest chocolate challenge, that was quite funny to watch last night. But I want Shani to have like sort of a free reign and let her kind of talk about her channel a bit more. A lot of people know me already from doing live streams and stuff, whereas Shani has a lot of more influential sway, I can say, on chronic health stuff, and she has a lot more topics than I do.
It's very general. My channel is very, very general, but I'm really trying to build a connected base of other channels that specialize in certain areas. So when I do get viewers, let's say I do a video about autism, and I've done a few now with you and also with some other people like Terra Firma. When people come on and go, this is my illness, is what I deal with, I can go, hey, I've actually got a friend of mine that specializes this channel about it, and they have a chronic health talk show like mine, but it's about autism mostly. So that's really cool. I like that, you guys get to specialize in areas that sometimes I just can't get to because I'm going very general. I did notice a couple of questions in the chat. Yes, I am Australian.
Yes, she's a beautiful Australian lady, yes.
Thank you for the compliment about my hair. This is new. Went with the full
Yeah,
undercut.
Shani dyed her hair purple. When I saw it, I was in love. I was like, I sat here and I was like, wow.
It's actually purple, so it's fading out. I need to dye it again. Yeah, so hello to everyone in the chat. I am reading the comments. It's really, really sweet. And Andy K had a question. Sensible question for you, Shani. What would you call it when motivation no longer exists? Just drifting from day to day is good enough and keeps a person more than happy enough. Well, it doesn't sound like happiness. That sounds like existing. Existing isn't the same as happiness. I don't know. That's kind of a tricky one. That definitely delves into mental health. And I'd probably need to know more about the circumstances of why that person, if that's you or someone you know, is in that situation, to better advise, I guess, give advice if that's kind of where that was leading. Yeah, so I don't know.
BWIA says, Shani, I like the purple. Yeah, I love the purple too. I was in her live stream and she was actually doing it and she was sitting there and she's like, I don't know how this is going to go. And she was actually like coating her hair. It's like,
I had no gloves. They didn't come.
No, I know. That was, yeah. Hey, Budget. Good to see you. It's been a while. How you doing? And like Jules just said, a lot of people don't realise that she has brain damage. Yeah, I know, Jules. You amaze me. I don't know how you do it. I really don't know. But yeah. Shani is going to be one of my regular co-hosts for sure. She's a really amazing young lady. She lives with Crohn's and she talks a lot about health, nutrition topics, and she does a lot of advocacy, and she's very much a warrior like me with chronic health. We kind of try and help you guys to understand that it's not as bad as what people think it is, and we have ways of coping, and it's just ways that you don't often see. And with Shani recently, she had her flare up and got herself taken care of in hospital, so you guys don't see that. Sometimes you only see what we broadcast you, and you don't see the struggle behind when we're at home going, oh, I feel ill, horrible, and people don't see that. And I'm starting to show that more on my channel, because a lot of people will ask me, how do you cope with emotions, Gemma? How are you when you're having a bad day? And usually I don't show that. I'm like, you don't want to see that. You don't want to see me in full meltdown mode. You don't want to see me, I'm screaming in pain and being a nuisance to people. And people, actually, Gemma, it will give people a chance to understand you better. So I'm like, okay, good point. So I have done like streams where I've been anxious and in meltdown mode, and people are like, are you all right? I'm like, no, you asked for it. This is what it's like. And it just comes out of being, stressed. And Lynn Mitty says, my sister has Crohn's disease since she was a teenager. She has lots of struggles.
Yeah. Crohn's is one of those ones that comes in waves. A lot of the time, so we go through periods, hopefully, of remission. I've unfortunately not had the luxury of that in the 6-7 years that I've been suffering with it. But, it comes in waves. You go through flares and you go through remission and down periods and whatnot. It can be so hard because Crohn's and IBD, it hits every sufferer differently. It can hit someone really hard and really fast. Other ones, it can take years to build up. It's so complicated. But if your sister is looking for support, please send them over. We're actually going to, one of the new things on my channel, we're going to be starting a ladies' night on my channel. Gemma, you're about to become a chat group that I'm organising. Yes.
Oh yes.
Myself, Alana. We've got Timey Lives. We've got Alana from Glittery Guts. We're looking at.
I love Alana. I haven't seen her in ages.
Ree, she's another lovely Crohn's cheeky babe from It's a Hard Crohn's Life. I interviewed her recently.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, that was fantastic. I did watch that. You were live.
Yeah, Bonnie from Posh Notions, Ginger So a lot of us girls going to get together and have a ladies' night on my channel once a week, talking about our chronic illnesses and what it's like being a woman. Because a lot of my panels are dominated by men right now, and I love my boys, I do, but we need some more ladies.
We need some ladies as well. I know Andy K's been putting some comments in the chat here. What did he say just now? It's going back up. He says about having alternative, 25 plus years of antipsychotics, anti-anxiety, antidepressants, 4.5 months section as a kid, permanent spine damage. A few years back, stopped all the mental meds, not needing them since. I now have alternatives. And that's from Andy.
Woo-wee. Oh, that's I don't know. Anything I'd say would almost be straying into medical advice, and that's something that I refuse to do,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Um, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one because there's so much in there. There's, the influence of pharmaceutical meds can be just as damaging as illegal medications, depending on like self-medication, should I call it?
Yeah.
But Andy, I've got PTSD and anxiety, and I'm an ex-drug addict. And I used to take ice and cocaine and MDMA and pretty much anything I could get my hands on. I was an alcoholic as well for a lot of years. I was very, very underweight and bulimic. Oh, my health issues go back a long way. The Crohn's is one of my more recent ones. So I can kind of understand what it's like being medicated for a really long time. I'm actually on antidepressants now on a really small dose to help me with pain management. So I'm not quite sure exactly what advice you're looking for. If it's more, not so much directly with like your meds and your history, but more about like how do you get motivated, to get on with your day. Find something to get motivated about. I'm motivated about my YouTube channel and connecting with people like Gemma, sharing stories, advocating for other people that, don't have the confidence to tell their stories.
You talk about confidence. That's a funny thing because confidence for me is a major big issue. Like doing this live stream in my head, I'm constantly completely panicking. I'm thinking if I screw this up, it could backtrack on me and whatnot, and I constantly have to sit and go. You've planned it, you've scripted it, you've got the websites that you had, you've got the ideas in your head, and I have to sit here and go, it's okay, it's a show, you know what you're talking about, it's a passion that you live with, it's something that you know about, and I'm like, oh my god, the anxiety of coming on here and going, so, and it's like, oh, because you never know who's going to reply to you, and you never know who's going to say something, and you think, and then you become stuck, and it's like, okay, so how do I distract myself and carry on the conversation? So it's kind of having you here is really helpful and useful because I can bounce ideas off you and I get you to do your self promotion, and it makes it a lot easier because I can go, oh, okay, well, Shani's here. I've got someone who understands me. So it's not such a big, like, oh my God, what the hell?
Yeah, I know the feeling. That's how I felt when I started live streaming and I was all on my lonesome. I'm like, no, I want to live stream, but this is not the way I want to do it. And I knew collaboration was the way my channel was going to go. So yeah, like I have amazing support. And as you've seen it, you're on my channel all the time. I've got so many people that are always ready to hop on, at the drop of a hat, like Mike and Inspired John. We've got Ben, who's now my partner, which is great.
I know. Yeah, if everyone didn't know, Shani and the lovely Ben have paired up, and oh, I was so surprised. Like I was on Shani's live stream, and Ben was like in the chat, and like people were like, "So, what's going on?" And then all of a sudden, like Shani's face, I could see she wanted to say something. I'm like, "Oh, there's an update. Okay." And I sat there listening. And she was like, "If you don't know about me and Ben," I was like, "Huh?" And then I sort of like had to click it. I'm like, did she just say what I thought she just said? And I had to sit there and like listen to Ben in the chat. I'm like, yeah, they are together. And I'm like, oh, okay. And it took me a while to click it. I was like, duh.
Well, yeah, with Ben, I think he was very patient with me. I think he knew oh, there he is in the chat. Ben on Adventures, that's my partner, guys. He was very patient. I think, and Ben, you can please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he pretty much liked me like right from the beginning. And then I was like, no, that could never work. I'm in Australia, he's in America, and I'm too busy. And I was like furiously busy with my channel, and he was just so incredibly supportive. So he stuck it out, and he wasn't too obvious about it. He was a little flirting, but it got further and further on. The flirting got more and more, and then I kind of actually stopped one day and went, oh crap, he actually likes me.
You've been very good for each other though, because you both are passionate about chronic health. You're both very aware of people's disabilities and how you live with Crohn's, and you help a lot more people than what you realise. And you and Ben have that special chemistry that way. Like you both bounce off each other so naturally. Every time I see you online with each other on your show, it's like the laughter and the questions, and it's just so natural. Everything just rolls perfectly with you two. So yeah, it's a very, very nice way of putting you two together, and I'm very blessed that I know the pair of you because I'm very lucky I get to be connected with you and you've helped me non-stop, like especially you, Shani, when I've messaged you and gone, oh my God, what the hell am I doing? And I don't know. And you're like, Gemma, you are? I'm like, no, not really. And I'm like, help. And you've really resolved a lot of my issues. Like when I've come to you and said, oh, my anxiety's flaring, I don't know about my meds. And you both pushed me to go to the doctors and get sorted, which I did. And now I have my melatonin to hopefully help me sleep at night. So hopefully that will kick in tonight and I'll take it. But yeah, you actually pushed me because I don't like doctors. I get scared as anything, as you know. I was so anxious to get to the doctors. I sat there in the waiting room crying. I was like, I don't feel well. This sucks. I'm in pain. And the doctor, as soon as he pushed onto my side, he was like, oh my God, I've never seen such a severe reaction. He goes, you're in that bad pain. I was like, yeah, I've been like this for weeks. And he was like, why haven't you done anything? I was like, because I'm stubborn. I don't like going to the doctors. I hate it. The thought of sitting there and having to put up the smell when waiting for your name to be called, then no, it's just horrible. It's not a nice environment for anybody, let alone someone like me who has heightened senses and sensitivities, and I'm sitting go, oh, just hurry up. I want to get some meds and get out. So it's kind of, especially when it rained that day as well, and I got absolutely soaked through my skin and come out like a drowned rat. I literally had soaking wet hair. My jumper was soaked through. I was like, great. And not only do I feel rubbish pain-wise, I now am wet, soaking wet, and I had to get changed as I got through the door. So I was like, yay, this is ending up in a great day. But yeah, I just thought I'd hop on and kind of talk about the show and what it means. And also I want to get people interviewed as well. That's another section of my channel that's just started up. I'm doing interviews. I've done 2 so far. I did an interview about medical cannabis with my friend the Cannabis Show the other day. That went really extremely well. He talked about Crohn's and autism and some other topics, which was really cool because his wife lives with Crohn's and stuff like that. So we talked about that, and then I interviewed Sean the other day about his PTSD and his anxiety, and then I want to get you on, so I need to message you, and I want to try and get Ben as well. But yeah, I just wanted to update everybody and kind of say I am still live streaming. You know, I kind of took a temp break, and now I'm like back into the swing of researching and getting back onto line and trying not to let my anxiety whip me all the time, because it's been a constant sort of fight in the last 6 weeks of feeling crappy and upset. And then now I'm back to the bouncy Gemma again. The bouncy Gemma's coming back out, and yeah, so I just thought I'd come on and kind of update people. And Andy says he has a friend with brain damage, fell off a roof and caved in his head. Oh, yeah. I can relate to it in a way, Andy. My dad recently had a fall. My dad is a self-employed builder, and my dad fell off a 2-story roof. And he's back in completely, and he's on meds. He's got purple bruises everywhere. I've never seen such purple bruises in my life. My dad's on severe sets of meds right now. He's very, very lucky to still be alive.
Wow.
Relate to the roof incident, my dad has literally got, like, up his arm here, he's got this massive big purple shine of a bruise. He's got a lump on the back of his head. He's very lucky he wasn't paralysed. The hospital actually said that if he would have fallen 1 inch differently off the roof, he would have been paralysed permanently. That would have been wheelchair and everything else. But the way he fell, somehow he was very lucky. He landed on the back of his head and on his back, and all he's got to show for it is some bruises and cuts everywhere. So he's very, very lucky. And like I said to him, that you are not going on a roof ever again.
Yeah, so, wow. Wow.
Off my dad with his chronic health situation and trying to get him with his meds and make sure he takes them. And so I can relate to chronic health in a way, not just with myself, but with my dad. And quite a lot of my family have chronic health issues. I have my nan who has angina. My mum has high blood pressure problems. My mum's partner's currently battling cancer and IBS. So I kind of get used to the chronic health factor because I see a lot of doctors because of my parents and stuff like that. So it's been a kind of lifelong interest, you can say, because I've had a lot of issues to deal with me and in my family. And Shani's really given me the passion again to sort of look into it and research it a bit and say, you know what, it's not a bad thing to talk about. We shouldn't be ashamed of shouting about it and say, look, this is something that needs to be spread about and talked about, because it's awareness. It isn't just that we should sweep it underneath the carpet. And people do because they're scared, and I get that. But at the same time, it's like Shani does. She does an immaculate job than I could ever do. Like, she has such a good panel on there. She has people with different chronic health issues, and guys, really, 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 I can't recommend her enough. Go and check her out. Subscribe, ring the bell, leave some good comments for her. Let her know you came from my channel, and like she said, she'll give you a little shout out. And guys, seriously, if you can get on her panel, do it, because it's the best thing you'll do. Trust me. I've met a load of new friends since being on Shani's panels, and I've been on there a few times. It's a really, really good channel if you want to learn more about chronic health and what it means and things like that. So yeah, definitely go and check her out, and Ben as well. Ben on Adventures, if he's still here, Ben, if you're in the chat, go and check out his channel as well. Subscribe to Ben. As because they're a pair, I want to promote both of them, so please go and subscribe to lovely Ben as well. Hey, Return of Cat's Eyes, good to see you. And yeah, this is just kind of my passion, I guess, and I want to try and get people on and have their stories. And Shani is more natural at this than me. As you'll realise, she's so much more calmer. I'm like,
I'm pretty tired. I've had a big day. But I don't know. I think I do it so much now. I do it every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. And I just love it so much that sometimes I get anxiety and I get really anxious about it. Especially if it's a topic I'm not very familiar with, or there might be something going on in the chat and I'm trying to like split my focus, and then some of my viewers can be a bit interesting. I'm sure you get them as well. They may make an appropriate comment, or I have to be really on top of it, especially like if someone's giving medical advice, I have to address it like really quickly. At least I feel I need to. Or if someone makes a very blanket sort of statement that's quite negative, I try and address it. So it can be really stressful live streaming, but I love doing it. And I think I thank you for saying that I come across as very relaxed.
You do, yeah.
Thank you.
I learned a lot from you about that, because it's kind of like when you're doing a live stream and you know that you have to interact with people, and like you said, you never know how to relate to people. And with the medical advice thing, I get that so much, because some people sometimes will come in my chat and they'll say things to me about, oh, why don't you be on meds, or why don't you get therapies? I'm like, that's the most inappropriate thing you can say to me, because yes, there's some therapies that will work for autistic people, but at the same time, because we're all different on this line of a spectrum, not everything will work for all of us. Whereas for me, yes, at the moment my meds are working and I'm fairly calm, I'm fairly reasonable, but not all people on the spectrum need therapies or medication. A lot of us do cope without that, but some of us do need that extra push just to function. And right now I do, because my anxiety's been chronic to the point where I've been crying and screaming and not coping with pretty much everyday situations. And I've been, this is the most calm I've probably been in about a good 6-8 weeks. So I've literally now got my meds working, got my melatonin for my sleep at night, because now that my doctor actually prescribed it to me, after, like you said, keep pushing and don't give up, I was pushing and pushing and pushing. I was like, look, I'm not sleeping, I've had enough, I'm up most of the day, most of the night, I want to be able to have a good sleep. I'm knackered to the point where I'm in pain because of lack of sleep. I said, I need something to knock me out. And he was like, well, okay, well, we can look into certain medications. I said, well, I've been told about melatonin. I said, what's the precautions and stuff? And he was like, well, people like you, Gemma, who have autism, melatonin is not really recommended, but what we'll do is we'll give you a trial of melatonin tablets. We'll help you see if that kicks in for you. So I'm like, okay. So right now they've given me 30 milligram tablets. So that's the minimum dosage they can give me. And if they work, they'll keep me on that for a year, see how I go, observe me every 3-4 months or whatever to see how I cope with it. And if I need to go up, then they'll up it to 50 milligrams. But right now they seem to be working. So last night I went to bed at just for midnight my time, and I was awake at just for 5 a.m. this morning. So I had a decent 4 and a bit hour sleep, which I haven't had in months. I usually have about 2 to 3 hours maximum if I get the chance to sleep. Cat size, I'm good, thank you. Okay, Stacey, take care.
Take care, Stacey.
I'm probably going to wrap this up very shortly. Anyway, I know I've been ranting for about 45 minutes nearly, so I know it's got a lot more important things to do than be stuck here. So I'm probably going to wrap this up. And yeah, but I appreciate you coming on, Shani. Definitely helping me out. It's been a bonus, and
That's
it's
all
really
right.
and like my anxiety sort of calmed down a bit more now. I'm like, okay, I'm good, I'm calm, I'm chatting to my sister, my friend. Like I say, she's my sister from an Australian mother over here, this lady. Please go and do some good things for her, subscribe, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll see Shani live. When you going live next, Shani? When you on?
It'll be 9:30 p.m. for you.
Next day.
Tomorrow. What day is it for you today? It
Today's
would
Sunday.
be yeah. So it'll be tonight for you.
Okay, tonight for me. Okay. Cool,
Yeah.
9:30 tonight. Let me write that down. I know I should have the notification wrong, but sometimes it doesn't work.
I'm about to schedule. I thought I'd hop on here first, but I'm about to go and schedule all of my videos for this week and do all the schedule posts. So yeah, go and do all of
Okay,
that.
brilliant. I shall wrap this up, guys, for now. And thank you so much, Shani, for coming on, and everyone in the chat for being absolutely awesome. And I'll see you all again soon, 9:30 tonight, UK time. Go and check out Shani's live stream, please, and I will meet you over there.
Oh, thank you so much. Take care, everyone. Love your guts.
Love you too. Bye, everybody. Bye.